This is Kerry Love. This is Verb NYC right now. We're hanging out with my man, Young Paris. We spoke briefly on Twitter, and I was wondering, I was like, yo, this is a dope movement, what he got going on right now, but I wanted to know more. And based on your Twitter, as a first encounter, how do you want to be perceived?
I mean, for me, it's more like I come from a very strong diasporic background of African traditional drum and dance, and I'm also very contemporary African in America. So I feel like for me, I try to address myself as a human being first, but as a family man who stays true to certain types of traditional dialects of how I represent myself as a human being. So I'm a family man, I'm a musician, I'm a creative director, but I'm also someone who just tries to open the eyes to those who might have theirs closed. So like, just trying to inspire more people. I feel like I have a very beautiful story and background, and I can help others about this state of enlightenment of being more in tune to who you are.
And how does that, for one, you're most known for music, and how does that influence your music and the consciousness behind your music?
Right. I mean, for me, I've been a lot of places in the world, and I'm inspired by a lot of different people and different cultures and different foods and different dialects that I've been experienced to witness. And I just try to compilate that within my life and express that worldly kind of ambiance, but not make it outside of, because I say this all the time, like when you do African music, there's a thin line between world music and Afrobeat or African music, because it's such a foreign perspective that it's not understood, so they put it in a box. So in the light, I'm trying to push this into a pop culture setting where we recognize as young, people, Africans in America, we can relate to this diasporic feeling, but also be just as contemporary.
In Africa, you're from the Congo.
Congo. Yeah.
Is it Congo or Congo? Congo. Okay, I've been saying Congo forever, but that's just the New York in me.
Yeah.
Congo.
Congo. Yeah.
All right. How does the Congo influence your music, and then now you live in America?
Right. Congo for me, like I say this all the time, Congo, you will not find a Congolese person who doesn't dance. So we come from a very strong dance culture. I mean, if you actually listen to Afrobeat music or go back to African contemporary music, we are the founders of that sound. Like a lot of these, hi-hats, these snare drums, these kick patterns, we Congolese take the credit for those who really pushed us. Yeah. So you hear like, with Nigerian music and all the stuff that's happened today, if you actually go back to Dombolo and it sounds from before that, coming from the drum. I mean, I played the traditional drum, we come from just what music is. So, and I just have a different sense of pride when I think of myself as a musician. I try to influence that, with how I represent myself as a being, saying like I come from something that is literally like the foundations of what these sounds are that we hear today. So.
Okay, I mean, for me, when I listen to your music, I find it's refreshing.
Right.
I find culture. I find something that I can actually listen to when I'm vibing.
Right.
And just not, I just need something played. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You've been doing a lot of performances.
Right.
How do you think people accept you out there? How do you think your fans are accepting you, and the potential fans? How do you think they're?
Yeah, I think what's dope about what I'm doing is when I perform, like some people know the music, some people know some words word for word, but like I feel like a lot of these crowds are a fresh new crowd and have heard of me through some sort of internet or an idea of the story. But when I hit the stage, for that, their response is so whelming, because I feel like, I don't know, I bring a sense of confidence with everything that I'm saying, with being Congolese and such. And I think people just feel that energy as soon as I hit it, and I'm just giving them energy. Like, and I feel like I'm touching a place in them where, whatever background or culture or race you come from, there's a spirit that sits in you when you listen to music that makes you drive to why you want to hear music. And I feel like I'm able to touch that place in people where they respond in a way where it's like, this is, like literally people go crazy, man. And like, not even on a lit, turned up place, but in a spiritual place where it's like, wow, I'm feeling alive.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that aliveness
Yeah.
transforms into dance.
Right. Right.
I think we gotta move to the visual
Right.
part of it. If someone Googles you,
Yeah.
they might not recognize you without
My paint. Yeah. My maquillage.
the
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Maquillage.
Maquillage.
Yeah.
Okay. Where did that come from?
So back to what I was saying about my father. My father co-founded the first national ballet of Congo. So in their time, they were unifying all these different villages to make one national ballet that showed the ambiance and the performance of Congolese culture. So back then they call it ballets. Ballets now you think of dances, but ballet just means a dance troupe. So when they were making these ballets, they created different, cultural rudiments to how they represented their particular region. And one of them, doing face paint goes back thousands of years in traditional Africa, but that was one of the ways that they would embellish their tribe. So what we do is just carry on that tradition. So I had this pattern since I was a child, and I'll do it till I die. But we wear different colors for different reasons. So particularly the white I wear because I lost my father, and we wear white in homage to spirit for those we lost. So usually when I'm wearing my maquillage, I'm just carrying on his tradition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Condolences on that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that spirit is always going to be there.
Yeah,
right?
always, bro. Always. That's why I do it.
The pattern you do,
Yeah.
what does that represent?
The pattern I do was actually given to me when I was a child.
So it's
And-
given to you. It's
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
Is it given or is it earned?
It's a marking that's instilled in because there's different reasons for why we do our paint. On one end, the features of your face say the type of pattern that you have on your paint. So I had a longer head. I have a Bantu head, and the front of my head bends like
Okay.
So the patterns that were given were based on the physical shape of my features. So I've given it my own meaning
Yeah.
because of the way that it aligns itself, even though I saw it when I was young as a child. And he never really explained in detail why he did the rudiments. He just used different parts of our faces, and that became our patterns.
Okay.
But for me, like, there's a triangle. I have like my crown chakra, then I have my two on the sides. And this triangle creates, when you think of pyramids in Africa, just that direct lineage to God. And all of the other traces are leading into these points. So you get your entrance here, you get your entrance from around the edges and from up on the chin. And that just all goes back to our stronger connection to God. Yeah.
Okay. So how does that culture translate to
Yeah.
you now being in America?
Right.
And why I'm saying that is, so I believe you're transitioning from music you
Right.
did before to music now to
Yeah.
kind of like updated,
Right.
infused
Right.
music, right?
Right.
So how does that translate into a trap record
Right.
or an American hip hop record?
Right. I think it's important to, as I've become more wise about impact, I've learned the importance of language. And a lot of times when you're trying to get a message across, when you're not speaking their language, it's hard to grasp an audience. So the music that I was doing before, even though I'm still speaking English and it's a lot more in the traditional aspect of how I would approach music, there was such a foreign edge to it that people couldn't really understand the language. So I feel like for now, being a contemporary African, it's just another updated version of myself to say, let me give them a language that they understand with the same message. So if I'm doing trap, you hear the Afrobeat rudiments in it, and the shit that I'm talking about is the same shit, but it's just on a different language that you can understand. So even the way I'm dressing, this is a language.
Yeah.
The style, the fashion, this is an understanding that opens conversation.
Okay.
But I could just be as well in the traditional regalia if I wanted to, but you won't understand that language. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All
So it's
right.
just another way of communication.
All right, dopeness. I've been seeing some things with you on the Roc
Yeah,
Nation.
yeah.
Shout out to my man Supreme.
It's a law, man. Big bro.
He's the homie.
Yeah.
What's that deal? What's that deal about?
We got management now with Roc Nation. It's really dope. They open the doors to they're just excited about what's happening with Afrobeats. They got Tiwa Savage, they got Don Jazzy, they got an office now I heard for like 3-4 years in Nigeria. Shout out to Beehive. and just knowing that Africa is the future, and just seeing that that brand is taking the initiative to put themselves in the forefront is just really dope. So, you know, I feel like it's family over there. I go to the office, I meet everyone. I feel like right now what's important for me to do as an African and as someone who treats things in a traditional way is to create organic relationships. So meeting the staff, going out, having, you know, doing our own shit outside of business.
Yeah, doing
and
the
just
social.
yeah, just
social
creating
thing, yeah.
relationships. And like right now, again, it's management. So just taking that step for them to open more doors
Yeah.
and eventually see where that goes. But, you know, I have the patience to know that, and the patience and confidence to know that my project makes sense and I think it has a lot of value. And I think what they have structurally set up for me and what we could do with each other is a really dope situation. So shout out to Roc Nation, Afro
Roc
Beats.
Nation, Afrobeats.
Yeah, yeah.
What attracted them to you?
Well,
And what, my fault,
yeah.
what attracted you to
Yeah.
signing with them? Because there's a lot of
Yeah,
management out there.
yeah, yeah. Particularly Law. I mean, Law, shout out to Supreme. Law was watching me for like a year and a half. He came out Brooklyn Museum, Afro Punk, Summer State. Like he saw a lot of dope things. He's seen thousands of people come out when we're doing these crazy shows.
But the performances are ill. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's a real performance.
Yeah.
It's not just you out
Yeah,
there
nah, I grew my family out.
rapping. Or, yeah, everybody's
I got
out
the
there.
band. I got the family. You guys got to look for it, August 14th, Summer Stage. But yeah, me and Law linked up, and I didn't even know he was at Rock. And I was getting ready to push African Vogue, my latest project, and there was just an article on the Fader, and he saw the article with him. He's like, "Yo, I heard the project shit's crazy," and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, let's talk. Come to the office." I'm like, "What office?" He said, "Come out,
What
come out," and
office?
he brought me. So I didn't even know he was with Rock at all. I go to the office right away, start introducing people. He runs this, he's doing this. I'm like, "What's going on here?" He's like, "Yeah, I work here." I'm like, it was crazy because I've been rocking with Law. I just spent New Year's Eve with him. I've been rocking with Law for over a year now, just organically, and that's back to what I say as how I am. We've been rocking organically. Well, I didn't even know what he did. I didn't even know how he had income, what he was doing, and for him to open that door and to say like, look, this is an opportunity we could bring for you,
Yeah.
and I feel like it makes sense because I'm not gonna approach you just because I'm in the situation. And I know that's gotta be right for you, and I know what I could do, and I feel like this team here can really open these doors for you. And as I met the team, it all made more and more and more sense. So we took some time. I went on vacation. I came back, and I'm like, yo, this is it. Like, I want to rock with y'all. So like, and it's crazy how fast things are going. Like, we got a lot of things going on, and it hasn't even gone public.
So they're just not running here. You're intentionally going to be an international artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already been touring around, going to different countries, but now, like, cause I'm also francophone, so I speak French.
All right.
So that's a whole nother market.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
France is a market, then
Yeah.
you got Africa as a market. You know, and
Are you
then-
gonna do an English album and a French album?
Boy,
Or
yeah,
is it-
people are asking, man. We'll see. But for now, I think it's smart to just put my toes on the ground with this American project and just see how people respond. And even with my latest thing, African Vogue, it really was to just put different sounds out and see how people respond to different angles of the project. And a lot of that isn't even really out yet. So
What's the project looking like? Like how much of it is done? Is there potential name to the project? What's the theme?
well, African Vogue is out. African
African
Vogue is
Vogue.
out. Yeah, that's my latest mixtape. We're releasing the first visual, well, the second visual. The first visual I put out with M1 from Dead Prez, which is real dope. Shout out M1. The second one is called Best of Me with Ben Brofman,
Okay.
and that'll be out via Tidal and World Star and stuff next week. So we're dropping that Monday.
Okay.
So you getting this?
So there's big things out there Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So August is a big month.
Yeah,
for you.
August gonna be dope, man. I think we're gonna try to do a celebration party at the end of the month. I also got the Melanin Project, which is a whole nother thing.
Hey man, my birthday's September 4th. That's
Okay,
that's
you a
right
Virgo?
there.
I'm on 13, bro.
Hey,
I'm the 13.
you
That's
see how
love.
that work?
Yeah, that's love, bro. We gotta do something.
Have you ever been out on the Parkway for Labor Day?
Yeah, for sure.
Nutty out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's nutty out there. I
Yeah.
grew up on that Parkway.
Yeah, me too.
Every
Actually,
birthday.
my first year moving here, I got lost when I was like 5 or 6. On that, yeah.
happens.
And it was around my birthday, and my
happens.
mother's freaking out. Like, yeah. She was following my brother. It's crazy.
I got lost when I was 14.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
And I literally walked. I was like, you know what? I'm in Brooklyn. There got to be a train somewhere over here. Like I just walked. I was like, yo, I got my 250 in the pocket. I just walked and I found a train. I
Crazy.
was like, I'm
Crazy.
on it.
Crazy. Yeah, bro.
how do you think West Indian, right? So we're on the West Indian Day Parade.
Right.
How is that similar to what you've done in Africa to what you're doing now?
Right. It was a great question, actually. I just came back from St. Vincent. My girlfriend's from the islands. I spent 3.5 weeks there. That was like crazy experience. And what was super overwhelming, what I kept saying when I was there, was how similar the layout looked to Congo. Like so similar, from the roads to the trees to how the houses were being built and made. And what was crazy is like I had to like, me wherever I go, I like to like learn the culture and like learn the dialect and how they speak and all that. So I'm speaking the slang, and what's crazy is like a condensed population of particularly St. Vincentians live around my area in Crown Heights. So what's wild is like how similar the cultures are when you think of Africans and these other Africans that are living in other parts of the world from a different type of format. So like, but what was dope about over there is they really identify with Africa. So, and me being a Congolese, like the second I said it, like, yo, yeah, Africa, you from the motherland, and that was just really dope to see like how much respect came from just me having that title and having that representation, and how connected they want to be and are to that lineage, and just seeing how relative the culture is. Some of the things they eat, we eat from back home, like, and a lot of these have no connections, but it's so similar. You know?
It's an infused culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's between African and East Indian.
Yeah.
Even the foods are mixed, the style is
Crazy.
mixed.
Where you people
Everything is mixed. Trinity and Jamaica.
from? Trinity. Oh, okay, there you go.
I know everything is just fused together.
Yeah.
But the one thing I like about out there is that there's not a separation of people out there.
Right.
Everyone's just vibing.
Right.
I mean, you listen to soca. There's not a soul. There's not a soul in the world that could stand still with soca on.
Crazy. She know. My girl's over here. She know. I do not play when that watch ting drop. Yo. I don't play, man. Put some soca on.
You ever seen these memes? How people wake up to soca?
Nah.
You got to see those memes.
Oh, really?
It's like they go to sleep and the alarm comes on and it's a soca record, and they just start dancing in the bed. All right, but check it out. We'll be back. We're in the Hat Club.
For sure.
My man Young Paris. We're coming back at you with top 5 hats.